From the mind of Mark Yoshimoto Nemkov.
So after being told for quite a while that there are much better sounding options out there than the Apollo, I had ignored that for a long time, but lately I found my Apollo system to sound a little bit disingenuous. So I decided to search for other options, and I realized that I had Apple Mainstage. So let's revisit Mainstage. So what you're looking at and listening to right now is my voice coming through Apple Mainstage at zero latency. So I'm cutting through it live, just the same way I would with my Apollo. Now, Mainstage is really cool because it's basically set up to be a plugin host so that you can perform with your plugins live. That's pretty cool, right? And since voiceover is absolutely a live performance medium, why not use Apple Mainstage? So again, zero latency, and this sounds pretty great. I'm really pretty excited about it. So what you're hearing right now are all native plugins. So this is the BrainWorks AMIC 9099, which is a very nice full-sounding console. I'm going through the Techavision TDSer Plus, which was a freebie. This was a free download. And this right here, this compressor, doing very much an 1176 kind of thing, is one of the free plugins that came with Mainstage. Now, Mainstage really is just kind of the front end of Logic. So you're really just kind of getting a mixer that you can insert plugins into, which really is exactly what Console is. So if I can take Console, which is really just such a wonky piece of gear anyway. I mean, Console has always been kind of a little bit of a headache. But this is great because it works extremely well. And listen to the sound. Listen to how crystal clear this is. And MIDI controls are easy. Now, I'm just getting this all dialed in. So like, for example, like I was able to easily set up a MIDI control. So I can just turn a dial here on my MIDI controller and really kind of, get honed in on my de-esser settings. So, because from day to day, actually throughout the day, my sibilance may change as my voice wears out during the day. So, being able to just grab a knob here and just kind of do this, really kind of get it dialed in where I want. It's pretty cool. And then again, this free compressor, right? There's a lot of different options here. There are a lot of different compressor types that are models. So if you go, right here, vintage FET, vintage opto, but studio FET is absolutely an 1176 kind of thing. And if I take it out, I mean, all it's really adding, really very, in a transparent way though, it's adding that little extra push, but it's not really adding like weird coloration. It's not adding that. Sometimes you get a little bit of extra brightness on certain 1176 style compression. And then the 9099 is just beautiful. I really love this. So overall, right, we're going to be talking a lot more about Mainstage. So you're listening to it right now through my vintage 87 clone, the 1979, the one with the actual Neumann capsule in it. But I'm going to show you how easy it is to switch to other microphones. So right here, let me just pull down. All right, so this, at input 2 right here, is a TLM67. Let me turn on some EQ that I can make that. All right, so here we go. Is that the right? Yeah, all right. So this, I'm working on an EQ setting right here to make this a little bit better because the 67 is a little dark, right? So we can easily switch mics. And then we can compensate for what we need to with this also built-in EQ. If I go over here, I know that some of you want to hear. All right, this is the Bi-Fei Lee 414, right? So again, it's like here's a really cheap mic, and you can make it sound really great through Mainstage in the same way you can make it sound really great through Apollo. So there are a lot of different options here that I think are really compelling. Now, Mainstage is really cool. So we're really going to get into it this week. I'm going to talk more about it because I do think that this is the next evolution of my rig. I mean, because listen to how much more clear this is. Listen to how much more present this is. The next video, I'm going to show you how the difference between this and Apollo. And I think you're going to be pretty shocked. All right, Nation, what do you think of Mainstage? Now, I know it's only OS X. But I mean, think about really the theory behind it is hosting your plugins. I mean, Mainstage doesn't have a sound. Apollo console, it really has a sound to it. And I'm not sure if overall that sound leans more towards clarity or more towards like vintagey smeariness overall. So, I like this. I mean, there are a lot of plug-in hosts out there like Gig Performer for Windows, where you could do something exactly like this. Or, Ableton. I hear Ableton's a good plug-in host for this kind of thing too. But I want to know your opinion. So, Apple Mainstage, what do you think? All right, you know what to do. Until next time, this is Mark Yoshimoto Nemkov, fading to black.